The matchup against James Madison was the first time ever between the two programs, meaning A-State secured the first win over James Madison in program history. Coach, we'll start off with an opening statement, and we'll open up the floor to questions.
Well, first, a lot of friendly faces out here, and love to see all of you, and I really appreciate all the support over the last 4 years. This build has been something that is truly special, and it's a very different team than a lot of teams across the whole NCAA. We've really built this team based on freshmen and backfilling with a couple transfers here and there, and really proud of this team. We have a great squad, and this has been a full year worth of effort to get to this position, and I couldn't be more proud of their commitment and dedication to the Arkansas State brand and the Red Wolves volleyball program. So this is a great honor, and I'm happy to be up here talking to you guys, but really representing a big group that's behind me and my staff and everybody in Red Wolves Nation that has supported us for this past year.
In all three of the sets you won, it was kind of even, maybe through 16, 17 points, and then your team was able to pull away at the end. What kind of gave them that extra to be able to close out those sets?
There's a lot of trust and a lot of faith in the coaching staff, and our kids play extremely hard. James Madison has an amazing athlete in Kennedy Lascelles, and she at any moment could take over the match, and our athletes really trusted us that there were certain rotations and certain situations that we were waiting for, and at different points in the match those presented themselves, and our athletes were really able to capitalize and score a couple points here and there. And as a coach, we're really just fighting for 2 to 4 points in a volleyball match, so those points presented themselves, and lucky enough we came out on top.
Coach, during the match you had multiple challenges that proved to be very vital. Just talk about that.
JC, good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
Yeah, the challenges, I talked to my staff a lot about staying in our lane and making sure that we're keeping the focus, the main focus. And I have certain responsibilities, just like my staff has certain responsibilities. And I had to make sure that in moments where I saw things that were happening that maybe the officials missed, or the game is moving at such a fast pace, it's my job to make sure that I get those calls correct. And I'm honored to contribute just a little bit to that match and win a point here and there for my team, but the kids know that I'm fighting for them just as hard as they're fighting to win the match, and I always have their back, and I'm here to make sure that when we can steal those points, we'll take them. So I was happy to go 4 for 5, and the one I missed I called on purpose because I wanted a timeout and we needed a break because they were getting hot. So it's I wish I could say I went perfect, but got close.
Coach, what were your emotions when you scored the last point?
Oh, unreal. I have never felt that level of joy. I mean, it was just tears of joy and hugs all the way around. This staff has worked tirelessly for the last 12 months. Since last year when Texas State beat us in this exact match, we have made lists and focused and watched back the video and trying to understand, like, what was the difference? Like, what makes the difference of a team that's that close, that's just as talented, in a team that wins? Because it's not the athletes, it's not the planning, it's not the preparation. It normally goes into the mental side of the game. And we've had a lot of help over the last 12 months to help our athletes get better in that area, to be physically, mentally, emotionally stronger than what we were last year. But yeah, it's been a year worth of work, and all of that came out in one moment, and I have no words for it. It was joyous. I loved it. I could not be more happy and more excited, not only for our seniors, the 5 seniors that we do have, but this major junior class that has poured their hearts into this program for the last 3 years, and they've really grown and learned and trusted us as a staff.
Coach, today was named outstanding player of the tournament. Just like what she means for this program.
Yeah, all day. All day. Day's a special athlete, and if I'd been hired 4 months earlier, I think I would have had her here as a freshman and got to coach her for 4 years. And I love that kid. She has grown exponentially in the past 2 years from a very physical elite athlete into just a true student of the game and a workhorse. She's learned the leadership side of the game that is way more than just the physical. She's an amazing human being. I love her. She's a good leader of this team. I don't have enough good things to say about Day. I'm very excited to see what happens after this year, if she's going to go play pro volleyball, what she's going to do. I'm very excited. Again, I'm always going to be a Deidreana Kell supporter, and she's a huge part of this team.
Coach, you touched on the Texas State match in the last year's final. For your players, was that a motivating factor to get back and finish this, to win this, get this one?
Yeah, so if we go back 3 years, so 3 years ago, Georgia Southern beat us, knocked us out. And then last year we came back and we swept Georgia Southern because our athletes were really focused. They weren't happy about the previous year's results, and it didn't matter what happened during the year. We didn't get the chance to play them last year during the season, but that was what they talked about last year. So once we got through that match, obviously then Texas State swept us. So when we got to the match this year in the semifinals, I didn't have to say a word. My whole pregame talk, everything through the first set was purely focused on calming this team down. We were so amped up. We were so hot. We made a lot of errors early on that were just uncharacteristic of ourselves because they wanted this so bad. And that's been a characteristic of this team the whole year. I've had to work really hard to turn them down, which I love is the team, instead of firing them up, but they have been so juiced to play every match that we really had to get them focused. So this wasn't about that we'd beat them twice already. This wasn't about the last time we potentially see them. This wasn't the rivalry between that. This was purely that they knocked us out last year, and we were going to make sure that that wasn't going to happen again this year.
As far as where you go in the NCAAs, obviously you schedule a tough non-conference schedule to try to get get a better seeding. Where do you feel like you'll go? Any ideas?
Yeah, I have no idea. I wish I knew. I'd start scouting today and get that ironed out. So I have no idea where we're going to go. It's been 13 or 14 years since me personally has been in the NCAA tournament, so I'm beyond excited to get this opportunity. I know my athletes are extremely excited to get this during their college career. I don't know. Last time we went all the way across the country, we could go there again. But there's a lot of regional hosts within a couple hundred miles, so we hopefully will be able to stay close to home. But we've been preparing for this since last spring. And last spring we played a grueling spring schedule, playing SMU and TCU, which are both top 25 teams right now. So we're prepared. And this team is battle tested. We played a ton of tough matches in our preseason. I think we're ready to go. And more than that, this team believes. And so I'm really excited to see where we get to go and see what our draw is and go enjoy the moment.
Any more questions? All right. Thanks,
Well, thank
Coach.
you, everybody. Good to see everybody.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.